Hello there to my programmer friends, this is Dead. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to be doing an updated my favorite Skyrim mods, since I did find more that I find very useful as far as, gameplay wise, and kind of making Skyrim more unique, even though it's already unique as it is. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I do want to make a disclaimer because I did have someone ask me this. Now, the Daedric course that I posted, everybody's been asking, what mod? It is not a mod. It is just something that if you have the Anniversary Edition, you can get. You have to get to like level 40-something to get the quest thing to do it. So, there you go. So, let's go ahead and get started here from the bottom of the top, which is Winterhold Enhanced. Now, what these do is that they make the main cities and make them look a lot more unique than how some of them are not so interesting. So it adds more to Winterhold, and same thing with Marthal and Windhelm, Markarth, Folkreef. With this one right here, it's supposed to help make, I guess, apparently, run better, but I don't know. I just reinstalled it because I didn't know if it was doing anything or not, but we have the thing to make Riften look better, Solitude also, and also Whiterun. Now, so these are just pretty much all so far, along with Riftwood, are pretty much just textures, making them look a lot more nicer, and yeah. Then with Ancient Landmarks. Now, these will differ depending about where you are. They're the huge statue that you kind of barely see, maybe you can't, is right near the start where you go to where, like, the Guardian Stones are for the first time. You'll see them in another landmark too. Their replacer, this I think honestly makes the pathways look a lot more nicer and a lot more realistic. So I like it. There's Whiter Snow. I mean, if you don't really care or whatever about, snow in the game that much, about the color, I mean, I like it either way, but it just gives it that beautiful, like, whiteness to the snow. Sorry everyone, I have a cough real quick. Improve shadows and more. This makes it where, like, lighting and stuff is supposed to be a lot, I don't know, it's really hard to explain. But then we also have Epic Enhanced Console Graphics. This just makes everything look a little bit more realistic. Okay, so for these ones that I don't have highlighted, these are just if you want to make one of the cities here a little bit more populated if you feel like they're too empty. Besides from, I do not recommend that you put a lot of them on, because they will make your game really laggy or really slow. So, exterior lights overhaul. This just makes lighting, like, at cities. I guess are they cities, or yeah, cities that make their lighting a little bit more better and more populated. If you feel like there's not that many NPCs, and I don't. This just adds more of, like, to other places too, like to your favorite factions and more. So it adds more members. I don't really care for this. That doesn't really do anything as far as for me wise. Just going over everything, just make sure I'm not. Okay, that I don't think that's anything either. So we have the Anniversary Cheat Room. That is a room where you can find in Whiterun, and it also gives you access to everything as far as Anniversary Editions. So If you want to see everything without going through, every single quest thing, there you go. Stomp stash 50k gold. This is good if you are wanting to start off easy, from after you beat Helgen. So it's kind of a good starter point. Get it in sort of cheats expanded. I think this is the one that makes the cities and stuff look a lot more realistic. Or this is the one that adds like other stuff, but it's still very nice. Free player home. Now I like to use this if you're someone who doesn't want to waste all of your time gathering materials just to make your house. So it will do everything until it comes to anniversary additions to houses. So the anniversary stuff that you want to add to your house, you will have to actually gather those materials. Then we have Skyrim cheat room, which is found in Riverwood. It's right next to where the mill thing is, and it's a good way if you just want to start off. Now, I do have race tweaks. Now, a lot of races are fine, but I just don't really find it. Some races are a little bit like I could pass on playing this, these they didn't have any for Imperial, but they have everything for all the other races. But it adds more uniqueness, and it makes them a little bit, and it makes you want to play every race a little bit more, besides from Imperial, until they come up with that. Now this right here, merchant cheats and stuff right here, is really good. It gives them a lot more money besides a few hundred, so you can actually, so if you have something that's like worth 1,000 or so, you can honestly sell it, and I think it's really useful. Now we have more race tweaks. This one's to orcs. It makes them, a lot more better. Now, the ultimate Maik the Liar. But for those who don't know, is that I do like Maik the Liar when you come across him, but this makes it where you can actually have him as a follower. And also for an inside joke, I know we don't know this, but when I play as a Khajiit or Gissi Khajiits, I don't really call them Khajiits, I call them Maik. And there's, more faster werewolf and vampire lore. So every time that you feed, you pretty much are able to get a perk. I find that a lot more better than me having to feast constantly on 15 or so or whatever it is to max out werewolf or vampire. So there you go. Fast alternative start. Even though this makes it where you do not do the whole, where you go without doing the whole entire Helgen thing, which I'm perfectly fine with because I already know how it goes and everything. And plus, this is good if you are not wanting to sit through a cutscene every time you make a character and just. And it also gives you the chance to kind of start off with like what you want to do, and it makes it better for storytelling because you could start off poor, you could start off with a home, you could start off in a faction, or just be at a tavern if you're wanting to be a drinker. Well, your character. And you can choose from any of the Guardian Stones, and if you do select to be a werewolf and go to vampire, you can. That's the only other time I think you could actually be a hybrid, which is good if you wanted to make like a hybrid kind of character, or Daedric lore. Just saying. Do I really use this? I don't think I used that in the last one, so I might take that off. But yeah. So poses, actions, and musical. These are good if you want to add a little bit more role-playing to your game. Like, if you're in your house, you can. All you have to do is just go behind the Guardian Stones, go to chest, activate one, and they're there, and you could make your character look like they're sweeping and cleaning their house for storytelling purposes, or whatever. And this one, I don't know, I kind of feel a little bit iffy here. Because, I mean, I like it, but at the same time, I don't know if it will get rid of the amazing abilities of the other one. But blank slate races, pretty much what it does is that it gets rid of your character's abilities, powers. So you pretty much like start off with like literally nothing if you're wanting to actually go for your own build. But if you have the cheat room and stuff, that could be um, really useful if you're wanting to make your own character a certain way. If you want your character to not be a magic user or not. Wait, hold on. Okay, so anyway, we have for I don't. Okay, so we don't have that. More blood and gore. This just makes it where it's a little bit more, you know, bloody for those who like that type of stuff. Now, rain and snow. This makes it where, like, if your character's on the snow or rain, wherever, they will look wet or just have like snow attached to them, which I think is very nice if you're wanting to go for like a realistic style thing. Third-person camera. I don't really care because I don't know how to do it and it's not worth it. This one I really also don't care too. Near that one. I really don't remember what this was for. I'll just select it just for the sake of it. Now, Bridges of Skyrim. This one I feel like is so unique. It replaces old bridges and adds 30 unique bridges. So you could definitely tell where you're at and where you're going depending about the looks of the bridges, which is very nice. And hold banner border banners is also really nice too, because if you are going into like Riften or one of the other holds, you know which one you're going into, and it makes it easier with you having to not open your map constantly to see everything. Point the way. This actually is also very useful because this makes it where you can find your way without having to use your hub. And water and terrain. This makes the water stuff look a lot more realistic too as well. Big ultimate kills. So this not only gives you a chance to do more kills, but it can do decapitations and more. I personally just do it just for more action besides some of the other kills. Okay, this one, if you want to stick with Helgen and stuff, but you just want to skip the cutscenes and all during the after you make a character and all, so you can just get in straight to gameplay. With this one right here, quick start, skip game. New game intro. That means you skip not only the intro, but the part that you usually would have to go through after you get done making a character and all. But it will ask you, a few questions, like 2 questions. One question. Do you want to go with Railoff or Hefar? And which one you do, it will start you off in there with whoever you chose. Now, this one I highly recommend because this makes NPCs a lot more unique and it adds like a lot more interesting stuff. Like if you're going to Whiterun for the first time, I forgot what her name is, and the farmer, they will talk about Cicero, and it starts you off with like going and meeting him. So it pretty much like, well, not only does it make NPCs like conversations a lot more, wanting to listen to them, but it can also be there to let you know about special NPCs that you can encounter that you may not encounter. And now, okay, so we do have this cheat room. Now, for those wondering, I do highly recommend getting this if you are going to use the anniversary one, because I got the anniversary one and I was having a a terrible time just trying to find everything. So as far as, you know, the anniversary room goes, so I do highly recommend getting that. And I think I don't know, but guess I'll keep it. Yeah, I'm good. And let me just make sure. Okay, no spells, whatever. Then we have more, you know, amazing race tweaks that make each race a lot more unique. All map locations discover. I personally like them because I do not like having to constantly like walk in game wise for like long periods of time just to get to one specific location, and so I can get quests and stuff done a lot more faster. So I do enjoy this one, and more race things. So I really enjoy all of this. So, and I think that's going to be it here from my updated one. Sorry it took so long, but I had to get through everything. But I hope you all are having an amazing day, and see you all in the next one. Peace out.